First with breaking news. First with new information. Plus, your first alert forecast. 19 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
We continue to follow breaking news and one frightening situation near Detroit. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Brian Duffy. Nicole Versansky is on assignment this afternoon. A synagogue targeted in an attack today. The suspect is dead. Bradley Blackburn brings us up to date on what exactly is going on.
Smoke billowed from the roof of Temple Israel in West Bloomfield, Michigan, as dozens of police vehicles responded to reports of an active shooter.
At least one individual came to the temple. Security saw him, engaged him in gunfire.
Sheriff Michael Bouchard also told reporters law enforcement was already on alert for the possibility of anti-Semitic violence in light of the war in Iran.
There was no lack of preparation. In addition, all Jewish facilities in the area are going to have a lot of extra presence around it until we figure this out.
CBS News confirms the suspect is dead. According to authorities, the suspect, armed with a rifle, rammed a vehicle into the building, the crash sparking a fire.
The investigation will look at who the active shooter was, whether the active shooter was in touch with other individuals. We want to make sure this threat stream is contained, and how, when, and why this individual mobilized to violence.
West Bloomfield Public Schools went into lockdown. Jewish facilities in the area were urged to do the same. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
All right, we are expecting an update soon. When that happens, we will bring it to you live.
Now your 19 First Alert forecast. Certified most accurate since 2004.
We are tracking the threat of strong winds, falling temperatures. Tomorrow is a 19 First Alert weather day, really because of the potential of those high winds. Snow and rain, freezing rain could also be in this mix. In other words, it's going to be pretty nasty. The wild weather week continues. 19 First Alert meteorologist Andy Chillian is here. Boy, all kinds of stuff coming, Andy.
Yeah, we really have some swings here as we go over the next few days. And when you get these temperatures going way up and down, you usually have something active in between. In this case, tomorrow, it is the wind. So we are looking at strong winds that will be gusting between 50 and 60 miles per hour. Even the sustained speeds, which will be out of the southwest, right, by the way, that's the direction, is going to be between 25 and 35 miles per hour. So all this is to say, when you get to this type of threshold, this criteria, you can get some power outages resulting from some trees coming down, maybe falling on power lines and knocking them down, something that we're going to need to be watching for and being careful about tomorrow. So make sure your devices are charged tonight just in case. But we will also be seeing some rain and snow showers as well. Now here's the high wind warning that's in effect across really much of our region. Wind advisory further south. So winds will be strongest in the warning area. And look at the time frame on this, 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. So that is a long period of time where these occasional gusts can be expected tomorrow. Right now it's chilled outside. We've made it to 41 in Cleveland. A lot of us are stuck in the 30s with some colder wind chills. We are seeing some lake effect driven scattered showers of rain, graupel, maybe wet snow. These are brief in any one location, but they're moving to the south and east, generally staying south of the Cleveland Metro in Cuyahoga County right now. But this activity can continue over the next few hours to around sunset. If you don't see anything, though, we're pretty quiet for the rest of the evening. We'll chill down near freezing. The wind is light for much of the overnight period and then picks up right before sunrise. And really, tomorrow's not our only windy day. We've got several more windy days ahead. I'll talk about that. We'll break down the wintry mix tomorrow and talk about, yes, more snow chances in the forecast for next week. Your full forecast is coming up.
Well, the 19 First Alert weather app, it's free, and it's a great way to stay connected when the weather gets bad. Just scan this QR code. You will get real-time alerts when possible severe weather is going to hit wherever you are, along with tracking up-to-the-minute radar. Mac Madness is here. We've seen it already, and Miami fans, well, they're not feeling it. But downtown Cleveland is packed. The men's and women's basketball tournaments tipped off this week, drawing fans from across Ohio, the Midwest, to downtown. First at 4, Brittany Weir is live with all the excitement. Brittany.
Yes, we're standing right outside Rocket Arena where thousands of fans have been coming in and out all day long. The excitement is building as they get ready to cheer on their team. But the biggest talk this afternoon, like you mentioned, is all about Miami. The Redhawks came into the tournament without one single loss, but sadly that perfect season came to an end this morning. Probably the biggest upset in the MAC tournament, but they are still just getting started, and the fans, they're buzzing. Downtown Cleveland doesn't look like a typical Thursday. Thousands of basketball fans have taken over the streets.
Go Kent State.
Go Redhawks.
Go Falcons.
We're looking for people out here. We've got Miami today. We've got Kent State, Toledo, Bowling Green. We're looking for fans, everyone who's in town. Come over here. That's why I got my big whiteboard. I asked everyone what. So my first question for you is, can you answer this for me? What school are we rooting for today?
Oh, you already know what time it is. You know, we're proud Redhawks right here, Miami of Ohio.
MAC Madness is in full swing, and for fans who made the trip, being here is the whole point.
I'm a proud alum. I got my son and his best friend. We're going to have a day.
We actually were in New York for the Butler game and then came here to watch this one.
I like having a reason to come to downtown Cleveland, and so getting to root on my Falcons is a great reason for me.
While the excitement is growing inside the arena, the party outside is also going strong. Cuyahoga County Commissioner Chris Ronayne says moments like this are exactly why the city fought to host the tournament.
But to have basketball at a college level here in Cleveland, for us, I mean, this is what we do. We are a destination. We're a basketball town. There's nothing better than being in the arena, so we welcome all the colleges that are here this week.
And Toledo just beat Bowling Green, and the Akron-Buffalo game is about to get started as the fans file back in for more basketball. For the men and women's tournament, it continues all throughout the weekend, again with more games to keep an eye on tonight. Live in Cleveland, Brittany Weir, 19 News.
Now your 19 First Alert traffic update.
I'll show you how traffic looks around downtown in a moment, but first I want to first alert you to this new crash in Solon that's impacting drivers on 422 eastbound just before Som Center Road. We have a 2-mile stretch of stop-and-go traffic that's moving just 11 miles per hour across the board, causing 10-minute delays at least. Again, that's for eastbound drivers on 422. We still have this crash on Tiedemann Road just north of Brook Park, causing 9-mile-per-hour speeds for drivers who are technically heading south off of that exit from 480. Delays under 5 minutes there. And the same goes for drivers in the Grafton area. Because of this crash, it's still blocking at least one lane on 83 over by Cooley. But if you're going to be heading downtown, there's just one issue that's going to be getting in your way, and you're used to it. It's the traffic that goes around 90 westbound in Deadman's Curve. This is a live look where 90 passes Chester, where speeds are under 10 miles per hour, but this is for a short 1-mile stretch, so your delay is just around 5 minutes at most. But if you're coming in over from the west side, you'll be just fine.
Well, we are getting new information now on how a fugitive wanted right here in Cleveland with the nickname Bobby Champagne was captured in Puerto Rico on Tuesday. Dan Dureau spoke with the U.S. Marshal here in Cleveland.
From what I hear, the guy likes to drink beer.
Oh, just beer. No. The champagne of beers?
No, very serious here. The guy's name is Robert Serena, 45 years old. He was back in 2015. He and 8 others were busted for money laundering. Then a year later, he gets busted for trafficking in a large amount of cocaine. Obviously innocent until proven guilty, but while he was awaiting trial, he cut off his GPS bracelet, and he's been on the run ever since. I spoke with U.S. Marshal Pete Elliott today to ask what was it that led them to Puerto Rico. Said they got some new information, and they started staking out a gym, and they saw him 3 days in a row, and as he came out after his workout on Monday night, busted.
He was a guy that thought he can get away, basically vowed never to get caught. And those are the ones we love to capture. He's been living under a different name for a decade, since he fled the Cleveland area. But again, we're not going to stop. And I'm very proud of the men and women of the task force who they never stop, and they do the hard work every single day.
Probably won't get that GPS bracelet this time around.
No, and I don't think he's going to be getting a glass of champagne either.
Welcome back to Northeast Ohio, Bobby Champagne. Pete Elliott says he should be extradited within about a week and face those charges. He's facing both federal and state charges. I don't think he's going back to Puerto Rico anytime soon. Brian?
All right, Friday Night Lights has turned into a Friday night fight in one local neighborhood. The people there are willing to take on a local private school who wants to build a nearly 1,000-person football stadium in their backyard. Catherine Huntley has the story from Shaker Heights.
This is where University School wants to build a new football facility, complete with lights and bleacher seating more than 900 people. But neighbors here want no part of high school football at this elementary and middle school. The signs and yards lining University School in Shaker Heights are clear. No stadium here.
This is so far over the line, and so far it will be so destructive to the character of this neighborhood.
Homeowners upset about the future of their neighborhood. University School tells us the $7 million project, if approved, would replace this field with turf, bleacher seating around 950, and lights for nighttime football and lacrosse.
It's not going to work here. It makes no sense here. We all feel terrible about it. It's not the school that we feel terrible about, but we do feel terrible about this plan which was foisted on us.
Longtime neighbors like Ivy Boyle say they've been supportive of the school for years, but this is a bridge too far. Now they worry what impact the extremely limited parking, noise, light disruptions, and security issues will have. Decades ago, University School held football games here, but now they're played at their Hunting Valley High School campus. In a statement, the school says, "We are focused on maintaining the special character of our Shaker neighborhood, minimizing disruption, and ensuring safety. This project provides a central and convenient location to bring together our entire community, reflects our continued commitment to our Shaker Heights neighborhood, and maintains the campus as an asset to our community." University School is making an effort to mitigate neighbors' concerns by working with the city, police department, and planners for this facility. However, neighbors feel if this brand new football facility comes, it could change their neighborhood forever. University School still needs to get approval from city commissions and the city council before any actual plans are official. In Shaker Heights, Catherine Huntley, 19 News.
Caught on camera, watch the moment an SUV flies through an intersection in White Plains, New York. It slammed into scaffolding and a restaurant on the other side of the street. Incredibly, no pedestrians were hurt. The driver actually escaped without serious injuries. The White Plains Public Department of Safety publishing the video online to highlight the importance of defensive driving in heavily trafficked areas. A new 19 Investigates drops tonight. One of the stories we're sharing, the Cleveland mother accused of killing her two children. 19 Investigative reporter Sarah Goldenberg walks us through the investigation into Aliyah Henderson. Join me tonight on 19 Investigates. A new episode streams at 6:30 on 19 News Plus, right after 19 News at 6.
Now your 19 First Alert forecast. Certified most accurate since 2004.
Here's your next big things over the next several days. Tomorrow, very windy. We have a 19 First Alert weather day out for that reason. Winds gusting 50 to 60 miles per hour could lead to scattered power outages. Also a wintry mix, a little bit of snow in the morning. Not really expecting much in the way of accumulation. Will be above freezing when it's falling. And then changing over to rain later in the day as temperatures get back to the lower 50s. Saturday, we're cool. Chilled again, temperatures only in the 30s for the afternoon, but it'll be quiet during the day. The wind will be a lot lighter, nothing falling from the sky. Could see a brief round of some light snow Saturday night as a warm front lifts through, and then we go from snow to the 70s on Sunday. It's going to be a lot warmer again Sunday afternoon, but that will come with the wind picking up later in the day. At least it'll be dry on Sunday despite the clouds, so not a bad second day to our weekend to spend some time outside. Here's what's going on right now. We have been seeing some lake effect driven scattered showers of rain, graupel, maybe some snowflakes. A lot of this has been moving to the south and west of Cuyahoga County and the Cleveland metro. If you're seeing those, no accumulation. They generally are moving on quickly, but this activity can continue as we head through about sunset, and then the next round of snow is coming by around sunrise tomorrow. You can see these snow showers, but notice temperatures in the mid-30s, so really not expecting much in the way of accumulation. And then that'll change over to more in the way of rain as we head later in the afternoon, as temperatures will be back in the upper 40s to lower 50s for us. This will move out, will be drier as we head overnight into Saturday morning. We start the day Saturday near freezing. Some of us may be in the upper 20s like in Worcester, and then we will stay in the 30s and lower 40s as we head into your Saturday afternoon. Here's the wind gust tracker though. Tomorrow not the only windy day I'm watching, so here's those wind gusts really picking up after 5 a.m. That's when the high wind warning will start, and this just spreads eastward with time. Here's the gusts at 9 a.m. A lot of us will be gusting over 50 miles per hour, and that's pretty much the case as we head throughout the entire day tomorrow, with winds gusting between 50 and perhaps up to 60 miles per hour. Then you see the wind really just goes completely away on Saturday, a much lighter breeze out there, so if there are power outages and issues, crews should be able to resolve that on Saturday because they don't have much time. The wind picks up again on Sunday, especially later in the day. Sunday evening into Monday, we're going to see another strong cold front move through. Sunday's winds may not be quite as strong as tomorrow, but gusts still between about 40-50 miles per hour can be expected as we head into Monday, and that's when that front moves through, and the front is a little bit delayed now. So here's a look at your first alert 7-day. We go from the 50s tomorrow to the 30s on Saturday, and then back to 70 on Sunday. It's dry on Sunday. That front though is slowing down. So Monday's high temperature is going to be in the morning. We'll start the day in the mid-50s. There'll be some rain with this front in the morning, maybe even a few thunderstorms, and then temperatures crash to the 30s by about sunset Monday evening, continuing falling to 20 degrees by Tuesday morning. St. Patrick's Day, the coldest day. It'll be windy, wind chills in the teens with lake effect snow, and then at least we recover a bit after that. 35 Wednesday, another mix is possible, to 48 Thursday. Friday, first day of spring at 55, back to the 40s for next weekend.
Now your top 4 at 4, a new video of the mother accused of killing her daughters, putting them inside suitcases and partially burying them behind Ginn Academy. You see police booking Aaliyah Henderson into jail last Wednesday. Officers escorted her into that facility. She passed through a metal detector and then is taken into another room for some more processing. Henderson is handcuffed and doesn't show any emotion. A protest today. More than 20 workers at Northeast Ohio Neighborhood Health Services are filing individual small claims lawsuits. It's for tens of thousands of dollars. The workers say they've been dealing with missed paychecks, bounced checks since December. They gathered on the steps of the Justice Center just this morning before heading inside to file their claims. The Ohio Turnpike is issuing a high wind travel restriction across the entire toll road. It's from midnight tonight for 24 hours. This impacts big semi-trucks and trailers, as well as pickup trucks with side-on camper units and vehicles towing fifth-wheel type trailers. Turnpike staff are keeping an eye on the high wind. The ban could be expanded or even canceled, depending on the winds. The MAC men's tournament in Cleveland today, and so are their fans. And Miami fans hoping for a Saturday night coronation are instead going home and wondering if their NCAA tournament dreams just went up in smoke. Miami should get in, but should and will are not the same thing. UMass beat the Redhawks in the quarterfinals. That is stunning. It was the first of the quarterfinal games at the arena. Toledo then beat Bowling Green. Akron and Buffalo just tipped. Kent plays OU later tonight. 2 New York City police officers are being hailed as heroes for their response to an alleged terror attack outside Gracie Mansion. Assistant Chief Aaron Edwards and Sergeant Luis Navarro, they jumped into action Saturday when what appeared to be a homemade bomb was thrown toward a crowd of protesters outside the mayor's residence. Edwards was caught on camera jumping over a metal barrier to chase down one of the suspects, while Navarro ran toward one of the lit devices.
In that moment, I didn't think of anything. It, to me, was to try to save as many lives as possible.
To the newbies who don't have 11 and 22 years of experience, what message do you have?
Never forget that you're there to serve the public and you're there to protect the public. And that's got to be a North Star.
Yeah, two pretty big heroes right there. NYPD analysis confirmed the devices were functional bombs. The 18 and 19-year-old suspects who were allegedly inspired by ISIS are facing terrorism charges. Breaking at this hour, a man armed with a rifle rammed his truck into the nation's largest Reform synagogue. The attack happened at the Temple Israel Synagogue, that's in West Bloomfield Township in the state of Michigan, just outside of Detroit. Police say a security guard was injured, taken to a hospital, expected to survive. The suspect is dead, shot by security. Also breaking, severe weather in Colorado. Winds so strong they blew over a semi. The eastbound lanes of 70 were closed in Golden, Colorado. Jefferson County Sheriff's Office said another semi tipped over on Highway 93. Investigators said the semi was pulled over to the side of the road when it tipped, likely due to the strong winds. When that semi tipped over, it hit a power pole on the side of the road. Developing news now on a massive house fire. This is in Medina County. One person was taken to the hospital for smoke inhalation. Vic Gideon has the story from Wadsworth Township.
A neighbor taking this picture at 7 o'clock, and by 8, crews were hitting the hot spots after a fire devastated this home. Firefighters unable to do much when they arrived, according to Wadsworth Fire Chief Robert Lindner.
The fire was well involved when we arrived, so there wasn't a lot for us that we could do. We were originally notified that there was 10 to 15 occupants inside. When we were first arriving officer arrived, found everybody was evacuated out of the building.
Neighbors say the owner operates a flooring company and housed migrant workers in the house. The call came in just before 6 a.m., and eventually, crews had to transport one of the men to the hospital.
We did have one individual that had smoke inhalation. We did end up transporting him to the burn unit for those inhalation injuries. So we gave him oxygen. We ended up transporting him by EMS.
The house, about a quarter mile off Blake Road in Wadsworth Township, posed challenges for the fire crews, having to pump water all the way from the street to the burning house.
In the township here, we do not have hydrant. That does make it difficult. We have to lay in our hose all the way back there. That does cause difficulty the farther it is off the road.
About a dozen crews fought the fire, including crews from Copley and Lafayette Township, in addition to Wadsworth. The cause still under investigation. Vic Gideon, 19 News.
We have new information now on an East Canton man tragically killed in a crash Tuesday night. The victim is 36-year-old Michael Bailey. According to a GoFundMe account created by the family, Bailey leaves behind a wife and 6 children. Troopers say Bailey's SUV went off the road, hit a utility pole, and then rolled several times. Iran's new supreme leader has not been seen or heard from since the bombing of his country began, but today he issued a written statement, the first since taking over for his late father, where he threatened attacks on America and its allies in the Middle East. He said they will continue. Erica Brown has more from Capitol Hill.
Iran state-run TV read a message Thursday attributed to its new supreme leader, Ayatollah Mujtaba Khamenei, who defiantly vowed to continue to block the Strait of Hormuz and target other Gulf nations supporting the United States. Iranian missiles continue to target oil tankers in the strait, which is a key waterway for the global export of crude oil.
Those countries who have joined the aggression should not benefit from safe passage through the Strait of Hormuz.
Iranian drones have also damaged oil facilities of U.S. allies in the region, like Bahrain.
The Iranian regime is trying to create chaos to back us off and keep them in power. The single worst thing we could do is leave this regime in power.
Some lawmakers continue to raise concerns about Operation Epic Fury and the bombing of an Iranian girls' school. Sources tell CBS News a preliminary assessment suggests the U.S. was likely responsible.
Can you guess how he could have gotten this wrong in Iran and targeted a children's school?
Ma'am, I would hesitate to speculate with any incident like this. There's, I would just say there's usually a chain of errors and mistakes that happen, similar to an aviation accident or some other transportation accident. And I would say we just need to let the investigation play out and find all those factors.
Sources say the strike was possibly due to dated intelligence that wrongly identified the school as part of an Iranian military installation. Erica Brown, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
I'm Nicole Versansky. Thanks for listening. Be sure to subscribe for the latest headlines every weekday. Tomorrow is a First Alert Weather Day. Be sure to download the 19 First Alert Weather app for up-to-the-minute forecasts and live radar.